Biglang sang-ayon ng presidente ngayon nang biglaang pumalag si Vice President Sara Duterte sa kanyang pagdedesisyon. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, tutol si Vice President Duterte sa utos na gawin sa atin ng US na patirahin dito ang mga Afghan refugees. Ayon kay VP Sara, malaki ang posibilidad na habulin din sila dito ng mga kinalaban nilang terorista, kung saan imbis na wala sana tayong kaaway ay magkakaroon pa tayo ng kaaway. Dagdag pa ni VP Duterte, sang-ayon siya sa desisyon ni Senator Amy na huwag bigyan ng tahanan dito ang mga Afghan refugees dahil mas maiging unahing ibigay ang pabahay sa ating mga kalahi kaysa unahin nating magkabahay ang ibang hindi naman nating kalahi.
What is the reason? Maybe Ambassador Romualdez, you can tell us what is the reason for the change in strategy of the United States? Bakit ayaw na nila tanggapin yung mga Afghan doon sa National Convention sa Arlington? Napakarain na nung dumaan doon. At biglang nagbago. At biglang tayo na ang kinakatukan. You say there are just too many Afghans to say 100% yung buong 50,000 lahat babagsak sa Pilipinas.
Hindi naman.
Bakit na huminto yung UAE at yung Qatar? Ba't sila huminto? Bakit huminto yung US? Dati naman pinoprocess doon, nakatenga pa, 77,400. Bakit tumigil ang US? Bakit sila tumigil? Bakit bigla Pilipinas ang naisip? The reason I ask, sir, is that UAE and Qatar are obvious processing areas because of their distance. And they're already doing this, 25,000 and 10,000. Why did they stop? Kung 50,000 na lang ang butal, kayang-kaya na nila idagdag doon. Nagkakaintindihan sila. Magkapareho sila sa kinakain, sa gawi, sa iba't ibang paninindigan at paniwala. I'm not unwilling to help. Like all Filipinos, we have an open arms policy to all refugees throughout the world at any time. However, it appears to me that we are an unlikely candidate simply because napakalayo po natin. Parang nilalayo natin sila lalo samantalang meron ng existing. Unang-una, kung babagsak rin sila sa US, bakit hindi nga ituloy-tuloy na lamang yung nandyan sa Virginia? Nahinto ba since Washington DC is clearly by Virginia? Have they stopped processing people in the National Convention Center, please? The Biden administration announced that Afghan nationals in October 1 of 2022 will no longer be able to enter the US under the Humanitarian Parole Authority. So tinigil sa US, samantalang ito empleyado ng US. Bakit tayo ang magiging sangkalan? Yun lang tanong ko. Doesn't this raise concerns on the background and character of these individuals? Ayaw nga ng empleyado ng employer. Ayaw ng employer kunin yung dating empleyado. Bakit tayo ang kukuha? Tayo hindi nangangamba. Sila ayaw. Ba't ganun? Walang sasagot? Secretary Manalo, no, just playing devil's advocate and well, it seems logical. Sila yung employer, ayaw nila dun sa mga empleyado nila, ayaw nilang kunin. Ba't tayo kukuha? Wala naman tayong kinalaman dyan, hindi natin kilala, hindi natin kaano-ano. Naaawa tayo, pero maawa muna tayo sa sarili natin.
Mr. Ambassador, kung sakali pong pumunta rito yung Afghans, ang kinakatakutan po kasi ng marami, parang nagkaroon ng stereotyping na suicide bombers ito na naiwan. Hindi po ito yung mga nakasabit sa aeroplano. Ito po yung naiwan doon dahil nagtrabaho sa mga embassies. Tama po ba? Are you aware of this? I hope my pronunciation is right.
I cannot confirm, Mr. Senator.
Yes. Kung sakaling yung tama yung binabanggit nyo na 50,000, 1,000, mapapasama tayo rito. 90,000 ang relocate. May posibilidad ba ho, Mr. Ambassador, na bumagal dahil nandito, natambak sa atin? Meron ba akong ganong posibilidad? O
Well,
nagwala kayo sa tanong ko?
Hindi, nasa sa atin na yun, Senator, na kung ilan ang gusto natin. Pero ang request nila is anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 per batch.
Temporary lang po sila dito. Ang kinakatakutan ng marami ay baka malahukan ng mga terrorist. Kaya kung na-elevate na sa Counter-Terrorism Council, etc., etc. Naniniwala po kayo, Mr. Ambassador, na ito pong pinag-uusapan natin ay pangamba na may posibilidad na hindi naman dapat mangyari kasi na-vet na po yun bago dalhin dito. Salamat po, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat, Senator Tolentino. Ngunit, ang ating tinatanong ngayon, kung bakit ipapadala ng Amerika ang kanilang mga dating empleyado sa ating bansa. Wala naman tayong kinalaman dito. Hindi ba nila tayo binigyan ng dahilan? What reason was given by the U.S. for making the aforementioned request, if any? Ambassador Romualdez, Secretary Manalo, is that correct, Ambassador? Was your statement regarding the fact that these are not refugees we are speaking of?
Based on the information given to us, the only reason why the U.S. will not be processing these Afghans in U.S. territories is because some internal rule, law, regulation prohibits them from doing so. And if we may echo what the statement of the chairperson, why would the U.S. expect us to bend our rules if they are not willing to be flexible in theirs? And that is really a concern of the Department of Education under the Vice President. And of course, aside from that, it's really the security concern. As you know, the schools have been witness to armed conflicts locally. The local terrorist groups is really a concern of the department. And with the presence of Afghans here, if the NSC is saying, or NICA is saying that there's low risk in terms of infiltration, we do worry about them being targets because, again, we feel that this might have the risk of further exacerbating an already unstable situation as regards local terrorist groups in some areas in the country. With that, ma'am, I guess we just have to summarize and again state on record our vehement opposition and objection to the proposal in its entirety. And we have again submitted our comments signed by the Vice President to the Secretariat for your perusal.
Thank you very much, Yusek. During the meeting, you were informed that the DepEd would have to educate the families of these Afghan employees of the United States government.
No, ma'am, we did not get to that point.
Why then were you invited?
I think we were invited because DepEd was simply asked to comment by the ATC, the
Not because
Anti-Terrorism
you were going to
Council.
be directly involved.
We haven't gotten to that point. However, during the meeting, we already registered our objection on the proposal. So we didn't really get to the point of where
principle.
DepEd would be participating. Yes.
Ngayon, ikaw, bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.